A winner, Sean.
I was going to say, what a cool story.
Yeah, I love that.
Awesome, yeah. And good weather for
cool.
them. It
Yep.
wasn't too hot, so, when you
Exactly.
run, you don't want it warm, so
No.
it was probably just right. All right, let's go ahead and look outside in a chilly night. And, of course, just a minute ago, I was looking at the shimmering water. And like clockwork, whenever it's time to go on air, it sort of freezes up for a minute. It'll probably unfreeze in just a moment as soon as I click off of it, and that's just the way it goes. But yeah, a nice. You know what? I just said that, and it did it exactly. All right, there's your lows this morning. I showed this yesterday. We had some improvement in some areas, but a lot of areas were still at ski resort level lows this morning. We're talking mid 20s, even almost low 20s for Paso Robles. Lompoc, you were right at the freezing point. So a lot of areas we had a frost advisory issued for late last night into this morning, and it was definitely worthwhile and worthy. And we're doing it again. This time we'll go with freeze watch. We're expecting maybe a bit more of a north wind, and because of that, it might help to alleviate the cold just a bit. That some areas that get the breezes, especially off the mountains, you might get just enough compressional heating that will keep you just above the freezing point, or at least maybe even a few degrees above it. But those wind protected areas will more than likely see another chilly night. There's the wind advisory. Through the next couple of days, we're going to watch those winds slowly turn more out of the northeast. So we'll have a slight, a little bit of maybe a mild Santa Ana by early Tuesday morning, which will also help to further warm things up just a bit. So it looks like at least one more night of very cold weather, again, for those wind protected areas. So right now we see a lot of widespread 50s out there, out of the 60s really quick, and we've already got the 40s for some of our interior areas. There's the wind right now out of the north. So especially like the south coast, you'll probably do okay as far as the temperature. It won't be overly warm by any stretch of the imagination, but we should stay out of those cold temperatures. But once you get into those valleys like San Ynez, Ojai, where you can already see it's on the dry side, a lot of radiational cooling will occur where the energy goes right back into space to whatever warmth we had today. And there's the pocket of cold air that's been lingering the last couple of days. It will again start to slowly migrate to the east, but another shot of cold energy will jump in, and boy, look at this right here, this giant area of storminess across the Gulf of Alaska. And then right there, that has the telltale signs of an atmospheric river developing well to the north of us. Maybe by the end of the forecast period, we'll see some rain showing up in our region, but for now, we'll be dealing with wind advisories and cold temperatures for the morning hours, and the wind will likely, again, slowly migrate more easterly as we head toward maybe about Tuesday morning or so. Slight chance of maybe a sprinkle over the next maybe several hours, and then beyond that we dry out. There's the system running through, bringing it in, and then watch what happens toward the end of this loop. Everything turns south right there, and boy, look at that, like a fire hose running into northern California, southern Oregon. That's an atmospheric river. Again, not for us, well to our north, but boy, it sure is always interesting to see those things when they get going. All right, there's the wind overnight tonight into tomorrow. It really doesn't want to back off a whole lot for a few areas, especially out toward the Hollister Ranch, Gaviota coastline area. It does quiet down once we get into Tuesday, and then if you notice in the early morning hours, we see more of a northeasterly flow developing, and that's your Santa Ana and Santa Lucia trying to maybe warm things up. So some cold mornings, especially for tomorrow, and there it is. It looks like maybe the wind will help to sort of alleviate some of the chill. In fact, look at Santa Barbara with the north wind. Computer says we might actually be at 60 very early. Then we'll lose the wind a bit more over the next couple of days. Temperatures will try to rebound. Mornings on the cool side, afternoons getting a bit better, maybe even getting close to some 70s or very low 70s, again, once we get to about Tuesday. Now, the wide shot, watch this as we go rolling through here. Not much to talk about all week, and then maybe by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something does knock on the door right about there. We'll have to watch that closely. Our computers are kind of on the fence with what to expect by next weekend, so we'll go ahead with a chance for sprinkles at least. All right, there's your expected highs for tomorrow. Again, a very cool morning, chilly if you will, definitely some 30s and maybe even some high 20s in the coldest areas, just like we saw this morning. But again, the computer is definitely liking the fact that we're getting some north wind out there to hopefully maybe alleviate some of the morning chill, which is obviously good news, especially for our agricultural interests. Swell will pick up. In fact, out of the northwest, we have another advisory for surf along the central coast, and that would be from Point Conception northward. west and northwest facing beaches will all get a pickup in waves. And there's your forecast. Again, cold mornings, a little bit of wind. We start to sort of mitigate that, or at least moderate that through the middle of the work week. Next weekend, we'll put some chances for rain on about Saturday going into Sunday. Let's hope so. It'd be nice to get some rain. We'll be right back.